going to start the presentation just by sharing our official website of SoulDoodles. So I'm going to be sharing my screen right now. Hopefully you all can see. And if you want to do it as well, you can go to www.souldoodles.org. .org. Help me just. But I'm going to be sharing my screen right now. Here we go! Yay! Can you guys see? Please say. Welcome everyone to SoulDoodles. We have been working so hard in the past month, just putting together all these this platform and website for everyone. What you're seeing right now, it's just the homepage of our website, and the photos around are from the amazing group of illustrators that say yes to interview, and it's not just them, it's also more. So I'm super excited to create this community. After you are going to scroll down, you're going to see more information about who we are, and then you can discover more. And then we are going to be launching with our 2 illustrators who, they are Colombian, but don't think I'm just going to interview people from Colombia. I'm going to interview people from around the world, but I got the privilege to meet with Natalia here in San Francisco, and I took some photos of her here as an illustrator, how she started with a random career and then became an illustrator here in the United States. And then I also have my brother who is works at the Air Force full time, but while he was working at the Air Force, he wanted to become a designer, and he was starting his career online, and now he's an illustrator and graphic designer as well. So these stories are here because I just want to start telling people you don't have to be perfect, you don't have to become just from a design background to be able to create something beautiful. Just with simple stories from people, you can go and get inspired and create art. So basically, this is our homepage. You can also subscribe. So after that, something that I struggled out when I started doodling was to have every day an idea of what should I illustrate today. I joined the 100-day challenge, illustration challenge on Instagram, and I was just illustrating every day over there. And I think for you guys will be super helpful if you have this calendar. And this idea, we want to give you this content so you can mark in your calendar every day and illustrate based in this topic. So we choose climate change because it's something important. We love all about sustainability. We love all about climate change. So if you want to have the rest of the month, and we are going to continue launching every month a different calendar with a theme, you can just go ahead, click in there, and then download the calendar. You can print it, mark it, but we would love to see all these different illustrations. For example, ocean plastic in the pollution, energy, waste. So since the theme right now, it's about climate change, all the topics are related with that. But please go ahead, follow us on Instagram, and then when you do your illustration, you just have to tag us, and then we will love to feature. So this is our free for you guys. And then this is basically the blog when you are going to be able to go ahead and read the interviews, which are going to be very short. And the main point is just for you guys to read content that is going to inspire you to create art, and then just start sharing. That is the main thing of SoulDoodles. You can also connect with us or send a text or anything through our content page. And that is pretty much. So I'm super excited to have you all here. And yeah, I hope you like the website, and it's going to have different interviews over time. So it's going to have new content every month, and we will be sending that through email. So just with that saying, I would love to see your face again because I'm not seeing anyone. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I would love to start with Pablo. Pablo, are you there?
Hey, hello. Cool. Well, thanks for the introduction and thanks for having me here. Look at all these beautiful faces, all these people from all over the place. This is so cool. Uh, I see that as and actually from all over the world. Like apparently like a lot of people from South America too, Europe, Asia. That's pretty cool. So yeah, what's up? What's up, Lily?
What's up, Pablo? So I really want this interview to be more just a conversation. Like we were just drinking some cafecito in the morning, and we're just, feeling like you are in my living room, and then we're just chatting about your life. And I would like just to start, but you telling us who is Pablo?
Pablo. Well, Pablo is it's me. I think that's kind of a tough question to ask. Like, who is it? Like, you're going to get me to think about existentialism and just like
Please don't cry,
what is
Pablo.
all this thing and the nausea and the things that surround us and are we even real? Is this a simulation? But yeah, I suppose if you're asking what do I do, what I do in this world, what is my objective? I suppose it's just like I'm a designer. I'm a designer who is also an illustrator and somehow landed uh, the role of being a CEO now, which is so dumb. But what about you, Lily? Who are you? Like,
Okay.
what is this whole Soul Doodles thing? Like, it looks pretty cool. I love the yellow too, by the way.
Yes, yellow is happiness, and that is me. Lily is a happy person. I'm from Colombia. I basically moved to the United States 5 years ago to find a better opportunities in my life, and I studied communications and journalism over there. But when I moved here, I just have the feeling that visual design and graphic design and product design was part of my life. So basically, yeah, who is Lily? Lily is a happy person who is welcome everyone and who creates this platform to inspire other people to create art.
We need a little bit more of that. I feel like a lot of people like get discouraged when they're growing up about about doing art and being artistic because well at least from where I'm from it's like being an artist is kind of like a nice thing but it's like yeah but that's it's not gonna make you money then you grow up and it's like oh yeah that's actually kind of true so yeah and I feel like a lot of people also feel like people who are creative to the people who have the talent who the ones that were born with this natural thing that allows them to do beautiful, amazing things. When you see them doing that, is like a lot of is that because they tried a lot because they worked a lot doing that. So it wasn't they just like woke up and came to earth and was like oh like started painting. A lot of them actually worked a lot to get there. So it's or just like so I'm trying
Definitely.
to say is like anyone can do it. Anyone can be creative, and anyone can do awesome stuff. But I think a lot of us we were taught, or maybe even discourage ourselves and create an idea that no, we don't fit in that mold of the creative. But a lot of people here are illustrators and designers, so I suppose you actually said like, no. I am a creative. I am one of those, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, well, Pablo, I would love to hear from you. How was this transition in your life of becoming designer? I know you are from a little town in Mexico, which is very inspired because I'm also from a little town in Colombia that is Villeta, Cundinamarca, and I just feel so inspired by your life. Now being a CEO of such an amazing platform, which is Flash, um, and then just tell me about that process of becoming a designer, and also this, our parents always say you are not going to be a designer, you're not going to be a veterinarian because you're not going to make any money. You have to be a software engineer or a doctor. At least in Colombia it's like this. So how do you, like, how was the whole process? Oh no.
I don't know. I think I was fortunate enough to have a supportive family that like suddenly I decided to be designer and said like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds like you can do that. And being an artist was not a, well, I would say they were never supportive and like, hey, you should be an artist. It was just like, oh, you're painting, that's cool. Like they were never really just telling me not to do it. So I suppose like that was nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, like the process getting to where I'm at, it's just like anyone else. Isn't there's no really particular like crazy adventure. It's just a lot of work, I guess. Like anyone else, like I'm just like somehow the person with the microphone, but I'm a lot of people here have amazing, beautiful stories to tell. And also like I feel super weird saying like, oh, I'm a CEO. Like seriously, I'm the designer who has to go. Like right now, we're like in a little company, so like we need someone to be the CEO, so investors know who is the person they need to talk to. But really, I'm just the designer who now has to look at spreadsheets. That's it.
Okay,
I
Pablo,
talk a lot.
so you are doing all these illustrations live in your Instagram and in your YouTube channel with Sketch Together. Um, how is the process? Like, what are your steps to get into illustration? Can you please walk us through?
The the process,
So
I
how did
suppose just like grab a piece of paper and just start doodling. Usually, like illustration has been something that I just do on the side, and as a as a way to vent out or just like. There's one thing that I think they didn't tell me when I became a UX designer, a product designer, interaction designer, is that there's not a lot of creative stuff to do, at least not on the artistic side. There's, I mean, sorry, a lot of creativity in problem solving and just like telling a story, but not a lot of illustration and doodling and all that. And to be honest, like I've been someone that just does that for the longest time. Just like I like creating characters and creating comics. So like making doodles has been always something that just like I will be like listening in meetings and just doodling on the side. So the process to getting there is just like it's just part of my life. It's just part of what I do. Now suddenly it became like now it's my job. So which is cool. I'm fortunate and really to be able to say that that's part of my job now, which I think actually say like, hey, like maybe they're moving from illustration because that was their passion, and but maybe now they're having to move to other fields like design, and sometimes it's the opposite where it's like, oh, design, and it's like, oh, I'm going to go do illustration, that sounds fun. uh, right now I'm doing that transition, whereas going from designer into person who tries to convince people into like, hey, this is our vision, let's do this, but also doodles,
yeah,
soul doodles.
Pablo, which tools do you use to illustrate or to doodle?
Oh yeah, so I've been using a lot Procreate. I am a big fan of that, but because I just like got an iPad, and then suddenly, if I was drawing before, now I'm drawing a ton more because it just makes it so easy. So I would recommend to anyone who is just like thinking of, who's already like drawing on paper or drawing on I don't know, like fiddling with that stuff, already doing it, then get an iPad, and that's going to just like make it easier for you. You're going to save it. You're going to be able to share it, and you're going to be able to make mistakes and tap twice to undo, or no, just once, right? Yeah. So, which sometimes actually it's really funny because it has happened the opposite, where I will be drawing on paper and then I tap like with two fingers to undo, and it's like, oh no, yeah, this is paper, this is not Procreate. Yeah, that's dumb. But anyway, and also I try to pinch to zoom on paper, which is dumb. Sorry. But anyway, yeah, Procreate. Before that, I used Photoshop for everything because I had one of those like a Wacom tablet. Wacom
Wacom.
sounds like the sound of Pac-Man. Wacom, 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 wacom.
Waka 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 waka. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Uh, yeah, and that's it. Photoshop. It's just like I like if there wasn't. They tried to do Photoshop on the iPad, and not a great experience, to be honest.
Hmm.
But I love Photoshop because I know all the keyboard shortcuts, so it's easy to be like keyboard shortcut and then drawing. It
Yeah.
like it's super fast, but at the same time, I was not very mobile. So now with the iPad, now all the keyboard shortcuts you can do with gestures, so you get used to it, and it's pretty cool.
Pablo, what will be a really good advice for someone who knows a lot about illustration and doodle and is passionate about design and everything, for a designer who is just starting right now? Oh my God, I love your glasses. Starting right now and then just maybe feel like, oh no, should I start painting? I feel like I'm not confident enough. I don't think my doodles are beautiful. And a lot of people is like, I'm not an artist at all. Like, what would be your advice for these people?
What will be my advice for people who are starting to
Illustrate and just,
illustrate? I don't know. Just keep doing it. It's a lot of practice. If you're just starting, don't get discouraged by your ugly doodles in the beginning. They're gonna be ugly. They're gonna be ugly for a long time. And not only that, once they get good, you're still going to think they're ugly because you're your worst critic, and you're still going to say like, oh, this sucks. So like, don't be too enamored or be too worried about the results, and be more focused on the process, on what you're learning, on how you're improving those little things that that you're understanding while you're going. Like the end result, share it and then forget about it. I would say that, or I mean, understand what you learn from that, and then okay, let's make the next doodle. Just like, don't look back. Don't get too in love with what you make. And also don't get too worried about what you make, because then that encourages you to continue, because like, oh, this sucks. Well, I'm not an artist, I'm not talented, and then you stop. No, you should throw it away. You give it to someone else that actually appreciates it. That's like how I started, like a painter. Like I used to paint when I was a teenager.
I saw your beautiful painting. Um,
Really? I gave them away. What?
no, 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 but you have Son of Frida and another one. I have
Oh
seen.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I do like still paint sometimes. But yeah, in the beginning, I would just like create it, hate it, and then someone will love it. It's like, okay, have it. I don't want it, because that just reminded me how much I suck. So yeah, give it away. Somebody else will appreciate it, and then later you're gonna go to their home and they're gonna have it hanging, and then you're gonna leave because you're gonna be like, wow, that's pretty embarrassing. Uh, no, I'm kidding. No, then you're going to appreciate it. Oh yeah,
That actually is
that,
beautiful.
that I know, more like, oh yeah, I used to do that, and now I don't do that. That means that I grew. That means that I got a little bit better. Like now I would have not done it that way, but I started that there. It's a reminder of your growth too. So um, anyway, but I already said, don't look back. Don't look back only when you way in the future, and just look back at, oh, that's cool, and that's it.
Um, who is going to be an inspiration for you in the art industry as an illustrator? And also, which are
Oh man, I I just started following like illustrators and stuff like that. I'm I'm horrible. I look more back to like other like artists from the past, and
like, for example,
like I don't know, like a lot of muralists or like from Mexico, like and painters from Mexico. Rivera, Diego Rivera. I mean Frida Kahlo. I just love her art and her life. So uh, yeah, but like contemporary artists, I suppose I don't know. Like I'm really inspired by film directors and what they create. That's the source of I don't know if inspiration, but at least of like, oh, how they told the story, how they frame something, how they use visual language to to like, I don't know, is it for me, film is the uh, uh, ultimate art because it puts everything together in one place. Uh, so yeah, I would say like Paul Thomas Anderson. It's a director who I really love, and also, damn, I cannot remember the name of the guys who just made. Oh man, now I'm going to look like an idiot because I cannot remember. But well, there's a new movie that is coming out from Charlie Kaufman, and that I'm of his writing and direction. So I would say that's another source of inspiration, just because of how messed up the stuff that he writes, and also just like how personal it all feels, and how meta also. I don't know. So there's a new trailer for a new movie that he's directing with Netflix. So you should go watch it. And it's I'm thinking of Ending Things. I think that's the name of the. Yeah, that's a nice gem for anyone who hasn't seen that.
Someone in the chat is asking, what would Pablo Stanley say to Pablo Picasso if that Picasso?
To Pablo Picasso, I don't know. He has I think I mean he was right now Pablo Picasso how he is. I think he will be canceled because he was kind of an asshole. He was kind of a I don't know, like he was kind of I don't know. He wasn't the best person, but I suppose that was kind of like also his aura, his thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he was. What would I tell him? Just I don't know. Like I wouldn't tell him anything. I would just try to listen, and I would just try to hear him and see what he makes. Whatever I say is going to be stupid to Pablo Picasso. No. So yeah, try to listen, figure out what to say.
Pablo, another question from the chat is, what was the inspiration behind Blush? And by the way, can you actually talk about Blush and what is this project and share it with everyone that is listening right now?
Yeah, you should design. And Blush that design is a tool that allows people to just bring illustration into whatever you make. So if a lot of people here are designers. So if you're a designer, you're creating a wireframe, you're creating a landing page, you're creating, I don't know, whatever you're creating, a marketing, a social media thing. You can bring illustrations from different artists into whatever you're making. And not only that, but also you can change you have creative control over the stuff that illustration has. So, for example, a lot of the illustrations have characters, and like a character in a character illustration, you can change the hair, you can change the color of the skin, you can change the expression, the upper body, the lower body. Sometimes, if they're sitting, you can also change the chair. So those kinds of things. Right now, and you just pick them, or you can press the random button, and then it just chooses something random for you, and then from there you can just like start fiddling with it. And yeah, that's Blush that design. And but like really the true genius is behind the artists who have created this art, and a lot of like obviously other illustrators. And if you're an illustrator, we're actually looking for illustrators. We at the end of the month we are thinking of opening up for 50 illustrators, and we're calling them the founding illustrators on top of the ones that we already have, because we want illustrators to own a part of the company too. We want them to have equity on the company as an illustrator. So for the founding illustrators, you will be able to like, hey, create something, share it, and then if the company is successful or we make some money, you will make some money too. But also you will get paid for the work too upfront. So like that's another thing. If you are, for those illustrators who are interested, we have a plan for that, for the founding illustrators. And yeah, like did that answer your question? I don't know. Like the artists behind this are the true heroes.
Amazing. What was the inspiration behind?
Well, I suppose I'm an illustrator too. So as an illustrator, I'm a designer too. Like what has been paying the bills has been a designer for the longest time. I've been a designer for, oh my God, for 21 years now. So as a designer, like I don't know, like 2 years ago, when like designers here who are product designers at least, or UX designers, whatever we want to call ourselves now, 2-3 years ago, we started like talking really about like design systems, and I think traction because uh, one of the things was like the technology was changing and also the tooling was changing. That suddenly the tools that we used were allowing us to create what kind of looked like a design system. Like we were talking about libraries, and those libraries, you can use it across your documents. So that means that you can create a button that looks the same across all your documents. You could create a switch that looks the same. And if you change it once, then it changes and it spreads across all your documents. Oh, okay. Oh, we can now join the conversation about design systems. And also on the development side, like the idea of embracing components and components that are part of components on React, that also conversation started on that side too. So like we were kind of like merging those conversations, and I feel like that's when design systems started like spreading because of the value that they brought, but also because of we were now able to really like create something that at least felt like a design system. Well, while I was doing this, I felt like, oh yeah, but I'm pretty sure that you can do this with doodles too. So I started fiddling with the idea of like creating a like illustration system, where like the first one that I created was called Avatars with AAA. And the idea was just like, hey, like system you can change maybe like for example like a UX UI card. You can change the button, you can change the image, you can change those components that are inside of this master component, what I want to call it. uh, well, like in illustration, like you kind of do the same. You could do the same, at least for over a long time. Like the gaming industry, animation industry has already been doing this, where they swap assets and they change different components for example, and they can create different expressions. So like, hey, can we bring this, like for example in Sketch in those times, like and use the libraries with illustration? So that's when I think people started possibilities of the tools that we use to put it in context. At least that was for me more like a challenge, and I think that resonated with a lot of people. And the idea was also like to make it available for others to use it and just like fiddle with them, expand on it, like remix it, and just like make it their own, just like making it open, embracing the idea of open design. So like after that, like I think I still saw a filter that there was there, like to use these systems. You still have to know, like, well, how to use the tool, like to actually like get the power of the system. You still not know how to be a Sketch, for example. And not only that, but even if you know how to use a Sketch and navigate through it, sometimes a lot of designers might not actually know how to use libraries and how to like really know how to use symbols and all that stuff. So there were a lot of filters for the people who wanted to really like create something with it. I think at least that's what I saw. But still, people figure it out. But like, I started thinking like, what else is out there? What if we allow anyone to actually use these systems and just like bring them into their keynotes or keynote slides or their Google slides? Or what if we allow them to use them on any design tool that they have, and it's independent of whatever the library system the design tool uses? What if you can use it on Illustrator, Photoshop, or whatever creative tool you're using? So that's the idea behind Blush, allowing anyone to really use this art that has been created by amazing artists. They have created this system for you to really expand on it and express an idea or tell a story with them.
By the way, we have Les also in call today, who is part of the first artists join Blush. Les is my friend. She's from Colombia also. She is a product designer, and I didn't tell her that if she wants to say hello or not, but it will be nice if you want to say hello, Les. You have to put your camera on. But yeah, let's decide to help Pablo to be part of the illustration about a blush. So are you there, please?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. And hi, Pablo. It's good to see you over here, and I'm glad that you are part of the SoulDoodles Launch too. And yes, I think that Blotch is a really good idea, and it's really helping people to express themselves in a different way. There's people that they don't know how to illustrate, but they have a lot of ideas in their mind. So I think that Blush is also a good alternative for this kind of people that wants to use other kind of material, but well, it's hard because you have to pay for that, or how it's going to happen with the legal stuff. So I think that Blush is also a good alternative, so I'm glad to be part of that.
What is your process as an illustrator? Just really quick. I'm sorry, I didn't warn you that I will be asking you questions today, but I'm just wondering because also if you go and follow Les, she's an amazing illustrator. She has been creating different stickers for WhatsApp with Colombian vibes, and yeah, just tell us.
Yes, I think that I'm very aligned on what Pablo said before. I think it's important to practice. I think I started my process a long time ago as well, since I was a kid. And at the beginning, yes, my doodles weren't really good, but my mom loved all of those, so I gave to my family all the doodles that I made at the beginning. But I think that practice is important, and also to find your own style. It doesn't matter if the other ones don't like it. It's important if you express yourself too.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Les.
You're
Paolo,
welcome.
you. What is Paolo?
Thank you so much. Yeah, this has been fun. A fun morning doodle meeting.
I love that. This is a that was a big surprise for me. Paulo, thank you so much. You know, everyone, as you probably know, Paulo is a busy man
Yeah.
in life, and I just want to thank him for being with us today. And also, yeah, just to also thank everyone here in the conversation. Thank you for taking the time to connect with us. And Paulo, what will be your super advice for everyone right now to illustrate and not feel so much pressure in their life?
Yeah. First, like, take care of yourself. Like in these times, it's kind of hard to, I don't know, like it's really, it's hard to live. Just like life has become a little bit harder, right? For a lot of us, like maybe you're feeling alone, you're feeling like, you're not having that human connection that you used to have, or I don't know, like you're feeling like we're in lockdown, right? So I suppose like try to recognize that, and try to recognize that that it, that it's okay to feel that way, and you don't have to put a lot of pressure on you. Not because maybe you'll see some influencers or people out there just like, oh, being productive and look at all the stuff that I'm doing with this time that I have at home. Like screw that. Like first, like take care of yourself, and really just uh, like with all the noise that is happening, uh, I don't know, meditate or something, or just like watch a movie, do something that just makes you happy, and and like treat yourself as how you would treat a friend. So that's the first thing, and then after that, yeah, like do the things that you love.
But please, everyone, say bye to Paulo. Paulo, thank you so much for connecting with us. Seriously, it's been an honor for me to have the opportunity to talk to you, and also to be launching SoulDoodles. Just having you as a special guest. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If you're an illustrator, go apply. There's a little button that says become an illustrator on Blush.design. And if you're not an illustrator, well, you can use Blush like for your own creations. Okay.
Yeah.
And tell your friends too. And thank you so much for having me, Lily. And thank you everyone for being here. This has been awesome. And have a nice day. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Paulo. Bye. Okay, Paulo is leaving us, but I really want you to all go and be part of SoulDoodles community. It's going to be just no a community. You know, it's not going to be just interviews over there. It's also going to be as a future. In the future, we're going to have forums where you are going to be able to connect with us, ask illustrators, what are they doing, which tools they use, and then everything is just for you to get inspired to create more. So yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to say. Does anyone has a question for me before we finish the conversation? Or now, you guys, if someone wants to say something, you are able to do it. Sorry, Max, I say if you can mute your conversation. But yeah, anyone who wants to share something about the event will be nice. I would love to hear you. Lily, would you mind creating a contact sheet? Yes, we can create a contact sheet with the different illustrators. But also, if you can just join us in the website just by subscribing, will be great too. Okay, perfect. So anyway, thank you so much for connecting with me today. Thank you so much, Kayla, who has been my IT person, my communication manager, and Ashley just helping me through the whole process of putting together this platform. Go please to SoulDoodles. This is an organization. I'm not making money or anything. I'm just like wanted to share and help others to start to illustrate and create art. And basically, if you're an illustrator as well and you want to be part of the future interviews, that would be amazing. Just reach out to us through SoulDoodles Instagram. And yeah, everyone is welcome. This is a platform for you guys and also for people who, let's say, I really hope Kayla will start illustrating at some point in her life, or Ashley, or perhaps my boyfriend David, who is a data science. Everyone can illustrate and everyone can create art. I don't know, Ashley, if you want to say something else before we finish the conversation, and that's it.
I also want to thank everybody for being here today. If you have like questions or recommendations about like maybe for like blog topics, that would be awesome. Like things that you see in the news about designers. It would be really cool if like we covered stuff like that. So if you have any recommendations, just please, send them to either one of us. And then we can like create conversations. This is a community, this is like everybody has a voice. It's not just like the people who are talking today, it's every single one of you. So it's really important to remember that. And the only way to get better is to practice and brainstorm. And so, yeah, I'm a writer and I write poetry. So I'm not sure if, I doodle, but I'm a stick figure kind of girl. So I'm going to need the practice. Maybe we could upload practice videos.
I have Kayla also here who has been helping me so much in copy as well. What do you want to say something to our people?
Thank you everyone for joining. It's been so great. I'm learning so much already, and I'm really excited to be part of this community. So go illustrate about climate change this month.
Yes, I really want to see all these beautiful illustrations. Download our calendar. Just be crazy hashtag is the best way to go, and also trust your energy as well. I wish you all a happy weekend, wonderful weekend wherever you are in the world, and I'm super happy that you connect with us today, and I'm so excited to continue seeing all your work. So have a wonderful time, and I can't wait to keep in touch with everyone, and thank you so much for connecting with me today. This has been an honor for me. Okay, so bye everyone, stay safe.
See you.
I'm going to take